In this video, I have listed the world's most heavily guarded, secret, and safe places for you. I'm sure you will hear some information for the first time in this video. I don't want to bore you with a request for likes and subscribers every time, but unfortunately this is how the YouTube algorithm works. If you think about it, if most of the viewers like and subscribe to video, how this small channel will grow in a short time. Also, if you throw interesting comments about the issues I share in the videos, I will share some of these comments in the next videos with the names of the writers. Let's go to our video now. Coca-Cola's Secret Formula Room. Coca-Cola, arguably the most successful soft drink manufacturer of the last century, has long kept the formula for its great taste at the SunTrust Bank in Atlanta. To keep the secret well kept, the company has allocated $48.3 million to the SunTrust Bank. The vault itself is equipped with state-of-the-art security systems, including surveillance cameras, motion detectors, and alarms. Biometric scanners and key card access systems are in place to ensure that only authorized personnel can approach the vault. Historically, only 2 executives at a time have been known to know the formula in its entirety, and it is Coca-Cola's policy that these 2 people who know the secret are not allowed to travel on the same airplane. This is because the formula is split 50-50 between these 2 people, and guarantees that in the event of an accident, the formula information is not completely lost. Do you think the mystery of this protected formula of the cola we consume every day is because of its taste or because it is addictive? Fort Knox. Fort Knox is located in the U.S. state of Kentucky, approximately 35 miles southwest of the city of Louisville. This military base is famous for housing the U.S. Gold Reserves Depository, where a large amount of gold bars are stored. The perimeter is closed to visitors, and even the President of the United States has restrictions. President Franklin Roosevelt made history in 1943 as the only president allowed to enter Fort Knox. The impenetrable entrance door to the vault, which is resistant even to nuclear bomb explosions, weighs 22 tons, and the passwords are changed several times a day. The integrity of the building is unimaginable, but it is known that even greater security measures are in place. There are 2 separate electrified fences surrounding the outside, bordered by another thick concrete barrier. There are searchlights on the innermost fence, and security, which costs the government $5 million a year, is not infrequent, with more than 30,000 troops on standby to make sure you never even think of sneaking in. But despite all this, visitors are allowed to stand outside the Fort Knox gate and take photos. To better understand the reason for the tight security measures, it is enough to know that the current value of the gold reserves inside is about $300 billion. It is also thought that the U.S. government uses Fort Knox's tight defenses for more than just gold. For example, it is believed that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence were collected inside Fort Knox for security during World War II and have been stored there ever since. Vatican Secret Archives. The Vatican Secret Archives contain the most comprehensive records of Christian history. From the 8th century to the present day, there are government documents, world control plans, correspondence, and more than 1 million books on the most important topics over the centuries. With a total shelf length of about 85 kilometers, this is a huge knowledge bank. The archives contain letters from kings, queens, and heads of state to the Pope, documents from church councils, various religious and political treaties. According to conspiracy theories, the Vatican Secret Archives also contain secret information about Jesus that contradicts the current Bible and original versions of some unique works of art. However, there is no proof of these rumors. The only person with free access to the archives is the Pope. And if anyone other than the Pope wants to access any information in the archives, they must be an academic over 75 years of age, and they can only access a maximum of 3 documents that they have previously specified after providing a valid reason. In 2012, to celebrate the 400th anniversary of the archives, the Vatican allowed 100 artifacts from the archives to be exhibited for the first time at the Capitolini Museums in Rome. On that day, a number of important texts of information that had been kept secret for years were brought to light. For example, let's count 5 titles from these texts full of information. The Doctrine of the Sinless Conception of the Virgin Mary, Correspondence concerning the Trial of Galileo, Design of a Flying Machine invented by a Brazilian priest, a fatwa issued by Pope Alexander VI a year after Christopher Columbus discovered the New World, which led to Spanish domination of the new lands, the oldest piece of parchment in the archive, an 809 donation to a church in Venice. Now who knows what other secret information is on the remaining kilometers of shelves. Area 51. Area 51 is a top-secret U.S. Air Force military base in the Nevada desert. Whether you live in the United States or in another country, most of you have probably heard rumors that this secret base is involved in UFO and alien-related activities and is the center of many conspiracy theories. However, it is officially confirmed that the base is only used as a flight testing facility. Let's say you are not convinced by such simple official explanations and want to take a closer look at Area 51. Once you attempt to visit the site, you are within kilometers of its borders when signs begin to warn you not to proceed. If you ignore these warnings, you will be stopped by armed security guards and may face legal sanctions. Trespassing can result in serious penalties. It is also forbidden to fly over the area and is designated as a no-fly zone. It is protected by barbed wire fences along its borders, patrolled by security personnel and various cameras. Even if you are the Prime Minister, you are not allowed to enter here with open arms. You have to wait for prior approval. So, unless the scenario I described in my video, what would it be like alone in the world, happens to you, no one can access it. Mount Weather. The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center is a facility in Virginia, USA, managed by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. It was built in 1958 for defense purposes after the Soviet Union launched its Sputnik satellite into space. Today, it is both an operation and a shelter center for emergencies around the world. For example, after the September 11th attacks, some senior government officials were evacuated to this center. This complex, which can only be used by senior government officials and the elite, includes military dormitories, laboratories, training areas, hospitals, personal living areas, more than 1,000 tons of drinking water storage, large stocks of food, and there is even a subway system for fast transportation. The facility is so guarded by security personnel and unimaginably high-tech systems that no outsiders are allowed anywhere near the area. This makes it one of the best guarded and most mysterious places in the world. ADX Prison. ADX Supermax Florence in Colorado, United States of America, is one of the world's most secure, toughest, and impossible to escape prisons. Opened in 1994, it is operated by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, a division of the U.S. Department of Justice. Since then, some of the most dangerous and notable criminals in the country have been incarcerated at ADX Florence. The prison holds all sorts of dangerous people, including domestic and international terrorists from major organizations like Al-Qaeda, the most psychopathic serial killers, the biggest mafia leaders, and those who have caused major riots in other prisons. How do you think a prison with these people should be secured? The prison as a whole contains numerous motion detectors, cameras, and 2,400 remote-controlled steel doors. Officers monitor inmates 24 hours a day and can activate a panic button that closes every door in the facility in the event of an escape attempt. Pressure pads and 12-foot-high barbed wire fences surround the perimeter, which is patrolled by heavily armed guards. As an added level of security, laser beams and attack dogs guard the area surrounding the prison's outer fences. To this day, no one has ever escaped from this prison, with inmates spending 23 hours a day in solitary confinement. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Today, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex is North America's airspace monitoring, missile defense, and military communications center. Able to withstand nuclear bombs, earthquakes, and the most powerful weapons ever created, Capable of instantly destroying metropolises like London and New York, this underground structure is 600 meters below a granite mountain in Colorado. The main tunnel is protected by a series of 25-ton steel doors. Between each door are pressurized compartments designed to filter out nuclear, chemical, or biological attacks. Only the top commander and the President of the United States are allowed to enter the structure, which is filled with soldiers. It is equipped with intelligent systems that can operate unmanned and stored with water, food, fuel, and backup energy sources in case it is cut off from the outside world. Svalbard Global Seed Depository. Established in 2008 on the Norwegian island of Svalbard, the Svalbard Global Seed Repository serves as a safe repository for thousands of seeds, primarily cultivated crops and their wild relatives. Its main purpose is to secure seeds against natural and man-made disasters. For this reason, the repository is built into a mountain. A total of 1,081,026 seed samples of 5,852 species are stored in the repository, with the largest number of rice, wheat, and barley varieties. Only depository institutes have access to the seeds and can retrieve them if needed. So far, only one institute has requested the return of the seeds. Access to the repository can only be requested by authorized personnel who have received approval from the Norwegian government and the repository management. There are state-of-the-art alarm systems that immediately detect any attempted unauthorized entry. That's all for today, friends. I'm waiting for your interesting comments about the video. Take care.